All right, my people, welcome back onto this channel. Well, this is another strong one reaching us. Well, onto this one, it says, if Tinubu is not disqualified by the court, forget about justice in Nigeria. This had been said by Umar, Sani. All right, my people, the news in details. Onto this, Umar Sani, who was a spokesman of the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council in 2019, has made a statement on his official Twitter handle as it regards the disqualification of the President of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The statement released by Umar, as expressed by Silas Joseph Onu, read, he says, and I quote, if Tinubu is not disqualified by the court, forget about justice in Nigeria. I have carefully pursued the petition of APM versus Tinubu, Shetima, APC and INEC, and then all I can say is that it appeared too mundane but carries the strongest venom against Tinubu, Shetima, APC and INEC. The former senior special advisor on media and publicity to former Vice President Namadi Sambo of Nigeria continued his statement saying, many looked down on the case and they said that the Supreme Court has already determined the issue of double nomination. However, a close look at the petition will know that the case was never about the double nomination of Shetima, but an invalid nomination. The core of the case is that at the time Tinubu nominated his running mate, he himself was no longer a candidate by virtue of the combined provisions of the Constitution and Electoral Act 2022 in Section 1421 and Section 33 of the Constitution and Electoral Act, respectively. Well, and then many looked down on the case and they say that the Supreme Court has already determined the issue of double nomination. However, a close look at the petition will show that the case was never about double nomination of Shetima, but one of invalid nomination. The core of the case is that as at the time Tinubu nominated his running mate, he himself was no longer a candidate by virtue of the combined provision of the Constitution and Electoral Act 2022 in Section 1421 and Section 33 of the Constitution and Electoral Act, respectively. Meanwhile, the Nigerian columnist continued saying, let me bring you closer to the fact. The law and the petition before the Court of Appeal by the APM due to the impression created about double nomination, the APC and Tinubu in concert with INEC presented a case before the Supreme Court that got them out of the trap of double nomination. However, in their attempt to avoid a double nomination, they fell victim to an invalid nomination. Well, another part of his statement read, APM is simply saying that as of the 14th day of July 2022, APC had no valid candidate for president as its vice presidential candidate withdrew 21 days before a replacement was made instead of within 14 days. You see, this is our law and no court can amend it because of one person. This is a clear case of power coming from God. All right, and then he concluded by saying, now the law, the facts, and then the case are all against the candidacy of Tinubu, and then no one can say otherwise. I can only wait to see how the lords of the law will deal with this. It will be interesting to see our position contrary to what the law clearly states. But what do I know? All right, my brother, my sister, this is another strong one reaching us right now. If Tinubu is not disqualified by the court, forget about justice in Nigeria. And this had been said by Umar. Musa, my brother, my sister, hey, a lot of things are actually going on right now. Well, a lot of people don't still know what the gravity of this offense is all about. Well, Nigeria cannot be cajoled and then threatened about chaos and then anarchy. Let criminal-minded Tinubu bring on the anarchy for the election. He did not win. We are waiting for him. And then this has been said by Basi Milan. All right, my brother, my sister, a lot of people are like, let's see what is going to play out, that the court must take its place than the law. Well, right now, my brother, my sister, what do you think is going to happen? Well, nobody is praying for no chaos in the country anyway. Well, a lot of people are chipping in different opinion and their comment on this one. Tinubu want to cause problem in Nigeria because he has bought INEC, even ECOWAS, but we are ready for him. Let him start and then see desperate old man. Well, my brother, my sister, this is not getting funny at all. A lot of people are actually of the opinion that they are waiting to see what is going to become of Bola Ahmed Tinubu after the court has done its job. This is so serious. Well, according to Heart to Heart, he said, well, it is justice when it favor you and then your interest, but injustice when you couldn't provide adequate proof to establish your case. Ethno-egocentrism has been the problem of Nigeria. Wait for the pronouncement of the tribunal. There are many sides to every case beyond your self-conceited conclusion. All right, well said. Well, thank you very much. Then they think their lie and their propaganda will work. No way. God Almighty makes Tinubu Jagaban to win the election. That is why nobody can change it. Peter Obi supporters are educated illiterates and the big thieves. That is why God Almighty is not hearing their prayers. They think if they can play their supporters, they can play God Almighty. This has been said by Kayode Dirisu. My brother, my sister, a lot of things are actually going on right now. This is no longer funny again. Let's see how it's going to play out. We are actually waiting to see the final result from the court. Well, my brother, my sister, this is exactly what it is. On to this one, majority of things though had actually been said. What more can we say? Well, let me have your own take, my people, on this, and remember to subscribe for more updates if you are just joining us on this channel for the first time. All right, thanks and God bless.